Joe Rogan Experience is one of the most intellectual podcasts online, where he invites amazing guests to talk about space, aliens, and the universe on his show. However, sometimes these discussions turn into heated arguments. In this video, we will discuss Joe Rogan's top 5 most heated space discussions. Number 1. Space is fake argument. On February 17, 2019, Joe Rogan invited 3 of his best buddies who are well-versed in giving feathers to controversial theories: Eddie Bravo, Brendan Schaub, and Brian Callen. The trio was having a dialogue about the shape of the Earth, but suddenly the discussion got heated up and turned into an argument.
We can talk about flat Earth as long as it's a joke and it's funny.
I'm cool.
Because if it gets angry, then it's not fun.
I'm not married to that.
If it's jokey,
I'm not married to it.
Jokey.
Convince me that it's flat.
There's no way I could do that, man.
God, really?
Joe Rogan said,
I want to direct everyone to hashtag space is fake, because I've been doing research on space being fake.
Is that real? That's a real site?
Yeah, hashtag space is fake is something I'm investigating for my next hour.
Yeah.
He added that he would investigate why space is fake, and why this argument emerged and the discussion continued.
All the information we got about all those lights in the sky.
Yeah, something else.
They're lying to us. They're lying to us.
Why would NASA lie?
And
Rogan, being the host, interrupted the guests.
Like he's trying to get everybody into
I don't think he ever said
believing.
that.
To which Eddie Bravo replied,
He's talking about like
Do you
it's
think
time.
that means the space is fake?
Yes.
No. When people ask me why would they fake space, it's always been about a fake alien attack. You can't have a fake alien
I've never
attack.
heard of Paul.
talking about the most powerful telescopes both Rogan and Schaub asked in a ridiculous way.
Lucifer's dick and balls?
I've never seen this telescope.
Yeah, it's legit, dude. I think the biggest one's in Chile. I think they have to be in high
It's in
altitude.
the Vatican.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the Vatican.
You guys didn't. So when people ask me why would they fake all that?
Well, I don't think that's the biggest telescope,
This
Eddie.
is just a crazy theory.
It certainly is.
We're
Now,
talking
I've
a
never
theory.
heard-
Here's
It's
the
funny.
thing,
It's a funny theory.
Discussion continued in a disputed way.
I'm not married to that.
If it's jokey,
I'm not married to it.
Eddie, I want you to-
Jokey.
listen,
Convince me that it's flat.
There's no way I could do that, man.
God, really? There's not one example?
It takes about a year and a half of like one.
Year and a half?
Eddie's notion about space being fake became an argument to talk on for several minutes.
Isn't there a scientific tradition?
We look at it totally
Hold on, they
different.
told
We
you,
look at it
Brian.
as you believe
You use
all
this-
the
hold
shit
on,
from
Bubba,
NASA.
you
Hold
use-
on. And we don't believe any of that
Yeah,
shit.
but you use
so
that.
we don't
wait,
believe
wait,
that
Eddie,
shit.
you use that microphone. You use a cell phone, right?
It's science.
Hold on.
I believe in it.
That's science.
I believe in it.
Okay, why do you
I
believe in
it.
that? And why
because
don't
I
you
don't
believe?
need a study. I don't need to read something to verify.
But-
If Rogan didn't handle this discussion in a humorous way, then Eddie's conspiracies and his rigid belief about space would have been enough to become the most heated argument in Joe Rogan's history. Number 2, JRE episode number 1159 with Neil deGrasse Tyson as a guest is another heated argument that you must know about.
In the 1960s and 70s, there were many, many reports of alien abductions. People said, the aliens came to me and they brought me in and then they released me.
Neil stated if we were being visited by some extraterrestrial life, we might have gotten some authentic videos of them. In response to his statement, Rogan said,
So,
one of the reasons is most of these sightings actually occur far offshore in the ocean. And the speculation is this is one of the ways, obviously I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on nice and tight.
do your thing.
This is one of the ways that they monitor us.
in 1993, one of Tyson's colleagues named Miles Standish looked at all of the data about Neptune, the data that people were using to study the time mechanism.
Looked at all of the data people were using to say Neptune's orbit was crooked. Looked at all the data. Then he found out that at one particular observatory,
Before this episode, Neil had also appeared in episode number 919.
Stephen Hawking was talking about the possibility of alien life discovering us, and that it would be a terrible, terrible thing if it did happen.
In response to Rogan, he said that UFOs and alien visits as it's only a possibility, not proof.
about the possibility of aliens enslaving us based on the reality that we've done that to ourselves.
Number 3, on January 14th, 2019, in Joe Rogan Experience episode number 1224, Adam Greentree was a guest and he discussed the scariness of space.
So it says here's from NASA's website. There's 100 tons of dust and sand-sized particles
Every
that
day.
hit Earth every day. But that's
Every day.
Talking about asteroids or some football-sized metroid planetary bodies And all that stuff from space hits the Earth each day.
So then I started looking it up, and I seen one that wrecked a whole village, like in Germany or something like that. This asteroid comes through, wrecking shit that it didn't even touch, but it comes so close to it, it blows the walls and the windows out and everything.
Rogan talked about space atmosphere and its emptiness as...
it's just getting nailed all the time, especially with no atmosphere.
Yeah.
All those things make it all the way through. Nothing gets slowed down by the air or burns up in the atmosphere.
Isn't that crazy?
Everything just slams into it.
Then Green Tree talked about Big Bang.
I think it was like 10,000 years ago, there was like a big bang, like a big meteor hit the Earth.
And he highlighted some pieces of evidence for more than 3 Big Bangs as...
And there's now evidence to say that they've been around for 70,000 years. They lived through like 3 of those big meteors hitting the Earth.
Talking about a picture of the night sky. They talked about stars and their planetary systems.
Isn't that crazy that there could be infinite Earths out there?
Yeah, that's what's crazy, is that each one of those is a sun.
Yeah.
And most of them are bigger.
Number 4. On JRE episode number 1428, renowned physicist Brian Greene was the guest. Greene, a quick thinker, knows his stuff when it comes to space, and it is beautiful to watch Greene explain these subjects like Big Bang to Rogan.
Here's the thing that I've always wanted to ask someone like you. What do you think was happening before the Big Bang?
Greene said, as we believe the Big Bang was first explosion, but there is possibility that many such explosions took place before it.
The Big Bang was an interesting event, but not the first event in the totality of reality.
He said, we hold a small part in the space, and whole space could have been experienced many events like Big Bang.
A lot of other Big Bangs or a lot of other quantum events that were taking place in a larger landscape of reality than we have direct access to.
Joe Rogan asked about the cause of Big Bang.
Caused the Big Bang?
Yeah.
Like, why would something smaller than the head of a pin become everything that we see in the cosmos?
Yeah.
Greene replied the major cause as repulsive gravity.
So the bang of the Big Bang may have been a spark of repulsive gravity operating with a tiny region of space that pushed everything apart.
Expansion of universe is speeding up since 1920. It will slow down over time because gravity pulls things back together. If you throw an apple upward, it doesn't go up faster and faster. It goes up slower and slower because the Earth's gravity pulls it back. Greene explained.
The best explanation we currently have is repulsive gravity. We believe even today the universe is suffused with a bath of energy. We call it dark energy. We believe it's uniformly going through space. I like to think of it almost like as a Turkish sauna. It's like the steam filling the sauna, this energy filling space. And that repulsive gravity, we believe, is responsible for the observations.
Number 5, Brian Cox was invited as a guest on Joe Rogan Experience episode number 1233. Brian Cox's guest appearance on JRE remains the most captivating episode ever. It covered a wide range of topics in the field of astrophysics, including aliens, black holes, the Big Bang, simulation theory.
And we see that there's a lot of stuff there that's interacting gravitationally, but is not interacting strongly with the matter out of which we are made.
About moving galaxies and particles of space, he said.
Even the oldest light in the universe, the so-called cosmic microwave background radiation, we see the signature of that stuff in that light as well.
He said we're looking for the rare occasions for the interaction of particles with matter.
The galaxy is swimming with dark matter, as far as we can tell, but it interacts very weakly with this matter, so it doesn't bump into us very often.
So, talking about reactions taking place on the sun.
60 billion per centimetre squared per second passing through your head now from the sun. So they get made in nuclear reactions in the sun.
Then Joe Rogan asked about the dark matter composition of the universe.
And the idea is that dark matter encompasses an enormous percentage of the universe.
Cox replied the Rogan, it's roughly speaking about 5% of the universe is normal matter, and 75% is dark matter or dark energy.
Yes, it's 5 times as much matter is dark matter than is normal matter. And the number is 25% of the universe.
Cox explained that one of his friends, Brian Schmidt, was a young researcher. He's making measurements of supernova. The light from supernova explosions is so bright that you can see the distant universe.
And he noticed that if you look at the data, the light is stretched in the wrong way. So we look at the stretch of light as it travels across the universe.
A long time ago, a Belgian priest wrote to Albert Einstein. He was curious about Einstein's theory, which suggested there might have been a time when everything in the universe was really close together. This priest liked the idea of a beginning or creation event because he was a priest, and it fits his beliefs. Einstein, on the other hand, tried to avoid this idea by adding a term to his equations to make the universe stable and not expanding or contracting. Cox elaborated in JRE it as,
and Einstein tried to dodge it and put this allowed term into his equation, which is the stretchy term, to say, well, if it's all kind of contracting or something, can I put something in to make it stretch a bit to balance it all out so it can be eternal?